Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a potential strategy. Now I'm going to be using the strategy for trading SPY, but this is a very long-term strategy with trading SPY that could potentially increase your income over time. Now this is not financial advice. This is just by looking at the charts and the patterns. So this video is going to be going over kind of what I talked about in the last video with stocks. If you haven't seen that video, definitely watch it, because in that video I'll give you the setup. But with this, the focus here is long term, and we're going to be looking at signals on a longer time frame, and we're going to be scaling everything up over time. So the contracts are going to be scaling up over time. If you want to do this strategy, I'm not responsible for any profit or loss. This is just what I see in the charts. And so with this strategy, it could increase your capital over time. Not financial advice. But I want to see if there's a way, you can scale up and you can start down, and you'll look on a longer time frame, like the day or the 6 hour. And you look for the right time to get in those trades, and you write it out for like a week or so, and hopefully it increases. And every single time you find these signals, the goal here is you increase your contracts over time. Now the focus for this video is doing it with SPY, but you can also do this with probably QQQ and some of the others. But the focus for this video is going to be on SPY, but you can use this for other stocks. But personally, I would only do this for SPY because I know the patterns pretty well, but that's just my preference. So I'm going to teach you guys what to look for you guys to scale up. Now the goal here is to look on either the day chart or the 6 hour chart, find a neutral zone, and then write it out. So I'll show you how to do that, and we're going to go back and we're going to see how consistent this is. Now this doesn't mean, if you focus on the day chart, it's going to be some time before you find the signals. So everything in between, you can still make your scalps and daily profit. So you can still do that, but I'm just talking about long term. When you see this on the daily, you can write everything out longer and make some profit. So I'm going to teach you how to do this on a longer time frame by going back, and we're going to be looking at everything on the day chart and the 6 hour chart, and look at good entry points and exit points, and we'll look at potentially how much we would have made by the previous days in the charts. Okay, so the formula that I have here is, and I talked about it in the last video, it's the linear line strategy, it's the CM EMA trend bars with 90-95, it's the custom stochastic, and then it's the difference of two moving averages with 20 and 25. So I talked about that in the last video. So watch my last video for the setup. I'm not going to go over it again. There's a video for that, so definitely check that one out. So what I wanted to show you guys here, and what you want to look for, is you want to look for, on the day chart, you want to make sure you want to identify the direction. And in this, in the direction for SPY right now, it's going up. So you want to focus on longer time frames. You want to look at your neutral zone, and you want to wait for it to turn white. So when it goes from a red to a neutral, this is more likely a good entry point right here. And you also see that happening in the charts. So what we want to focus on is the day chart and all the moments where it's going to start going up. So basically, we'll go back here and we'll look. But right about here, this is November 6th. Like I said, if you do this on the day chart, you're going to have to wait a while. So if you want, you can go down to your 6 hour or your 4 hour, but I wouldn't go down anything lower than that. You want to go with a higher time frame with this strategy to make the most. So we see the neutral zone happening right here. This is going with the trend. So you would enter here. Let's just say at this point right here, you entered SPY with a 574 call, and you rode this out for a couple days. So you do this with one contract, and you rode this out. You rode it from here to here. This took 7 days. This was a 7-day trade. You would have made about $2,882 with one contract. Okay, so we made about $2,882. So the whole goal of this is to continue to go with the trend, and you want to do the same thing. So you would want to wait for the next moment for it to go up. So except the next time, let's see if we can find what the next time is going to be. Right about here. So right here we see red, neutral. So right here is where we would enter again. So if you want, this is, you have to wait a while for this. So if you don't want to wait on the day chart, you can do it on the 6-hour or the 4-hour, but nothing more than that. It goes neutral right here. So if you enter right here, and if you rode this one out, now it's the second time. The whole goal of this is if you were successful the first time and you made profit, the next time you want to do it 2 contracts. So the next time you find your pattern, you want to go with the trend, you want to do 2 contracts. So this would be 2 contracts. So you enter right here and you write it out right about here. This is 18 days. If you want to write out 18 days, with one contract here, you got $2,687. 2,000, what is that? 687. And you have 2 contracts, so this will give you about $5,000. So $5,000, and then from the last trade you also did, you made some profits. So you're up probably about you're up probably about 8,000. So you kind of see the pattern here. Now, the whole goal of this strategy is you're going to be scaling up your contracts over time. So you're going to start with 1, then you're going to do 2, and then you're going to do 3, and you're going to get all the way down to 100 eventually. So it's going to take some time for this, but each time you find it on a longer time frame, you scale up your contracts if you were successful in the last trade. So here's another one right here. See, it goes neutral. You ride this up till about here. Let's see, right here it becomes neutral. You ride about up here. This is a $42 difference in price, and so that's with one contract. So 4,210. 4,210. So if you did that with 3 contracts, you would have made $12,000. And then you guys get the general idea. I'm not going to go all the way over all these numbers. You basically, every trade that you find, you'll do 1 contract, 2 contract, 3 contract, 4 contract, 5 contract. You go all the way up to 100. Now, eventually, let's just do 10. We'll do 10 and then we'll do 100, because those, I think, are some big milestone numbers. So we're going to find 10. So if you come in here and you did 1 contract, 2 contract, 3 contract, 4 contract, 5 contract, 6 contract, 7 contract, 8 contract, 9 contract, and then 10. This would be a 10. It would take some time. But if you rode this out, and you rode it out for a couple days, let's see, about a week. You only need maybe about a week. Maybe. Yeah. Roughly a week, depending on how long you want to keep it going. Okay, so this is a difference of, this is about a 1,000. This is a 1,000, that's a $10 difference in price. Yeah, so that's 1,000. And you did 10 contracts, so you would have made $10,000. So real quickly, we're going to see what would happen at the end of it when you do 100, which this should be the grand finale if you ever make it to 100. But This should be the grand finale if you make it to 100. Now remember, you're scaling up over time. You're doing 1 contract, 2 contract, 3 contract, and so on. So let's say you get to 100, and right here we see it go neutral. Come up here and you ride this out. That's 24 days. Let's do less than that. Let's do 12 days. Seems okay. So this is a $28 difference in price. So this is a 2,813. 2,813. That's with 1 contract. So if you have 100 contracts going, this is $281,000. So you can kind of see how you can scale up and make $1 million over time. But this does take a lot of time to do that. You follow the formula. You look at this on a longer time frame. You find all the neutral zones. The neutral zones have to go with the trend. Try not to go against the trend. Now you can, I showed you examples of doing this on the day chart. That's what I recommend. But the day chart, you're going to have to wait a while for it to turn neutral. Currently right now with SPY, it's been going up. It's probably going to come down. And I need for it to come down and then go back up again and become neutral. That's what I'm personally waiting on. This does not mean that because you're looking at this on the day chart that you in between everything, you can still scalp it and you can do things intraday and you can still make $100 a day or whatever. I'm talking about a long-term goal. When you see this on a longer time frame, that's when you hit. But you can still do this on an intraday level when you want to wait for the signal. So for this specific strategy, I would only do it on the day or the 6 hour. I'll look for it on the day or the 6 hour. Anything less than that, I won't do. Anything less than that is intraday. So if I don't see it on the day or the 6 hour, my focus is just to do it on an intraday level until I see those. Until I see those in the numbers. Now, if I do it on an intraday level, I'll probably do it on a 15-minute. I'll enter on a 15-minute, but basically, I'm looking for more on a long-term basis. But if I want to make money along the way, I'll do it on a 15-minute. But anyway, that's kind of how you can scale everything up over time. So anyway, the goal of this strategy is to look at this on a longer time frame and scale up your contracts over time. So if you do not see this on the day or the 6 hour chart, you can still make money on an intraday level. Just keep your eyes open for this to happen on the day or the 6 hour. If you don't see it on the day or the 6 hour, you can still scalp it. But it's definitely when I see it on the day or the 6 hour that I do those longer trades. If I don't see it on the chart, then I'm definitely just going to do it on an intraday level. I'll do it on a 15-minute and get a little quick money here and there. But other than that, this is a strategy. The whole goal of this strategy is to find it on a longer time frame. Start with 1 contract, and if you're successful with that, go to 2, 3, 4, then 5, then so on a longer time frame. So anyway, if you guys like this video, this is not financial advice. This is just my own observation with this own strategy, how it works. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.